Well, from a practitioner's point of view, the basic problems are still the same, whether it's cloud computing or your own internal systems. So you need stable identity management over time. You need unique identifiers. If you don't have that, your authenticators are basically worthless because you don't know what you're authenticating. So how do you provide that in a cloud environment? Julie talked about that a bit. I like the thought about an identity broker. I'm seeing Exastar, for example, doing this for the supplier base, and we're taking a serious look at that. It makes sense to manage those identities in some kind of a hub as close to the home organizations of those people as you can get, rather than trying to replicate an identity or part of an identity, say, inside Boeing. Two-factor is going to be the only way to go, whether it's cloud or internal. Passwords are moribund. They're just not viable now, even very complex passwords. And our roadmap for authentication is initial human authentication with two-factor, that is private keys stored in cryptographically secure hardware. And then TPM chip has a lot of potential for network logon, for the machine logon after that, for that access. And assertions of various kinds, rooted in that initial authentication, initial trust that you've set up. We're operating some of our PKI at Media Assurance hardware. We're cross-certified with Certipath. So with that level, which I think is a really good model, and instills a lot of good discipline in the rest of your infrastructure, it's a little more challenging when you start talking about including assertions in that model at that level of trust. You're subject to audit. You've got to put a lot of additional controls. So how you do that becomes kind of an operational challenge. But the basic approach of two-factor, strong identity management makes a lot of sense. Authorization is another issue that I think we all need to deal with, whether it's clouds or otherwise. And in my view, authorization needs to be done close to the target system. Even though you can pass a lot of attributes in an assertion, I see ultimately, or at least at the present, the need for at least some skeleton identity maintained, close to the application, so that those policy decisions and controls can be done based on some very fine-grained information that you might not get from an assertion. So, be my comment.
Okay. Prerogative from this end of the table. I'm going to start with a question just to try to get you guys started, and then